think I called this correct. The infighting and trying. Here we go.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Justin, and we are back with another episode of Gundam Seed. Why don't you go ahead and tell us what happened last time?
Last time we had the continued fighting in space, which turned into a 4v1 against our protagonist Kira, who I have some suspect suspicions about, and mysterious elements that might be wrong. We also got to see the Archangel in action and a plan that was very intelligent to eliminate a ship from the combat via stealth movement and then attacking from the bottom. And then when Kira returned to the ship, the Archangel specifically, there was clear signs of PTSD and or I can't remember the word, the phrasing I had.
Panic attack.
Panic attack, where Kira was just gone. Also, we saw the coolest Gundam power, turning your whole suit into a hand.
Yeah, the grabber claw. The stupidest application and the worst use of it.
100%.
Well, I think I ranted at length about it before. The fact that he has Kira. He's flying away. He's got an escort of 3 other Gundams. One guy shoots him twice. Not a scratch on him, but he decides to let go of Kira. Instead of, just continuing course and letting your 3 literal, allies, your escort, rather, the word I was looking for, your escort take care of the problem.
Indeed. If you delegated, you could have been far more successful.
I mean, maybe it's a Thanos problem, right?
What do you mean?
Thanos loses because he has a psychological problem, what he believes he should lose.
I see what you're saying. Yep, that could completely be it.
That Atherin doesn't actually want to capture Kira, so he makes up reason to not bring Kira where Kira doesn't want to go.
I think that's actually more likely.
I mean, I don't know, obviously. And it just makes stuff up pretty good.
Hey, it sounded solid to me.
Well, what about this episode? What do you think is going to happen today?
I know that we have just gotten into this asteroid, and it seems like some ish is going to go down here. My prediction is that they're like, who do you work for? Why do you have a Gundam suit? This isn't standard issue. So I think we're going to see a lot more political stuff and infighting within the organizations.
Well, fair enough.
But I think on both sides, not just one.
Despite what you saw the next time on.
Correct.
All right. Oh, any final thoughts before we get into it?
No.
All right. Well, then let's go ahead and get into it. But before we get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below to feed that algorithm. On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can check it out over on the Patreon. Just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure. It's all to support the channel, just a little bit extra.
ご苦労様です。本艦の養成受領を感謝いたします。
Also, it looks like the ship was as big as the asteroid from that angle.
I think that's just distance.
Yeah.
Perspective, rather.
クルーゼ隊の追撃をどうにか振り切ったアークエンジェルはようやく その傘の
I don't know if I mentioned it or if you've noticed yet, but
少佐殿
the narrator is also Ramius.
艦長殿
You mentioned it in episode 1 or 2.
Yeah, one of those episodes. Yeah, it's funny how many wreaths we have. I mean, there was one floating past little wreath in the opening of the show.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but Fearin, the opening ends with a wreath.
100%. I've recognized the wreath in both of them.
But have you recognized the wreath in Full Metal Alchemist? I'll take your silence to be no.
It's absolutely a no. I'm also actually trying to pay more attention to the opening because I want to
Pay attention
see
to
if
this.
anything.
Did you read it? Did you read it all?
Not one bit. It goes by too fast every time, and I'm not gonna pause it.
To be fair, I did when I was editing. I did in the original bit in like the first 4 episodes. I read
Yeah.
it all to Griff, and I read it's not just 1 page, it's 2 pages of names. Literally in like a second. I just didn't feel like it was worth reading to you because I don't know what it means to you.
Yeah, no, 2 pages of names in 1 second is something I will not be answering or looking out for.
So it's just something I did not include in my notes section to reread to you.
Here we go. Let's see how wrong I am.
よしこのままだ動くな
Yay, holding guns to children.
動くな
There are adults in that room too.
何事
It's true.
Also, everyone's super surprised even though they saw them coming on the monitors.
ビダルフ少佐これは
Yep.
どういうことか説明していただきたい我々は
保安措置として艦のコントロールと火器管制を封鎖させていただくだけですよ
封鎖しかし
Here we go.
機関には戦績登録もなく無論我が軍の識別コードもない状況などから判断して入港は許可しましたが残念ながらまだ友軍と認められたわけではありませんのでね
しかし
Not that far off.
このくらいのことはご理解いただきたいがでは士官の方々は私と同行願いましょうか事情をお伺いします
Here we go.
They don't seem like comfortable helmets.
Not at all.
But they
However,
do seem very crash resistant.
they have built-in neck pillows.
なんだってんだよお前たちはふざけるんじゃねえよ大西洋連邦極秘の軍事計画か
Atlantic Federation.
Atlantic Federation. Whoa, that guy's hairdo. That is wonderful.
ゆっくりと滞在していただくことにしよう失礼します不明艦より士官3名を連れてまいりました入れ
Here we go. Here we go. Of course, they brought Bad Girl with you.
Yeah, she's one of the chief people on board.
It's
She was
true.
commanding the whole weapons arrangement thing during the last fight.
大西洋連邦とは仲悪いんですかそういう問題じゃねえよ識別コードがないのが悪いそれってそんなに問題なんですかどうやらね
It absolutely would be a huge problem.
ありそうだがなですね
マリュー・ラミアス隊ムーラ・フラガ隊
I believe they mentioned Eurasia already.
なるほど
Yep.
君たちの ID は確かに大西洋連邦のもののようだな
お手間を取らせて申し訳ありません。
いや何輝かしき君の名は私も耳にしているよ
Talk of Endymion.
Grimaldi Front.
ではビラード准将の部隊に
そうだ。戦局では敗退したが、陣を5機落とした君の活躍には我々も随分励まされた。
This is all a Char reference, by the way. You have no
しかし、その君
no
が
way of knowing anything about that.
現れるとはな。
Got it.
特務でありますので、残念ながら司祭を申し上げることはできませんが。
なるほどな。
Classified
だが
information.
すぐに補給をというのは難しいぞ。
我々は一刻も早く月の本部に向かわなければならないのです。まだ
Something I said back when we were watching both shows at once was it feels like they took all the character identifying things from the characters from Universal Century, broke them
Yeah.
apart, put them into a hat, and then randomly drawed them to assign them to different characters.
Love it.
So that guy has one Char reference under his belt, but other people have different Char references too.
奴らが追っているのは我々です。このままとどまり、アルテミスにまで被害を及ばせては。
被害だと？
Oh no, the guy's saying they're not gonna damage you.
Retreat? Now? In our moment of triumph?
しかし、司令、彼らは。
ともかく君たちも少し休みたまえ。
They'll never get in here. We have shields.
司令、しかし。失礼します。
奴らが去れば月本部と連絡の取りようもある。すべてはそれからだ。
アルテミスはそんなに安全ですかね。
ああ、まるで母の腕の中のようにな。
My mother died in this war.
I don't have a mother.
I'm an immaculate conception.
Hold on. Immaculate Conception, no mother?
Yeah. Well, you got me there.
I'm not saying that like you couldn't build.
Technically, I
figure
guess
out a
that's
plot of
no
Gundam.
dad. Now that you brought that up, that's right.
連中は今我々を官に返したくないんだからさ。
Although I think
No, that would just
technically
mean
the angel
father,
inseminated Mary, so technically there is a dad, so I don't know.
思い込んじまってるってことだよ。
カサはレーザーも実体弾も通さない。まあ、向こうからも同じことだ。
Okay, so lasers are projectiles. I don't. Is there a way around that?
そして重要な拠点でもないため、我が軍もこれまで手出しせずに来たが、あの傘を突破する手だ。
It's a highly defended asteroid in a non-important location.
じゃあどうするの？出てくるまで待つ？ふざけるなよディアッカ。お前は戻られた隊長に何もできませんでしたと報告したいのか？それこそいい恥さらしだ。
傘は常に開いているわけではないんですよね。
ああ、周辺に敵のない時まで展開させてはおらん。だが閉じているところを近づいても、こちらが要塞を射程に入れる前に察知され、展開されてしまう。
Okay.
僕の期待。あのブリッツならうまくやれるかもしれません。あれにはフェーズシフトの他にもう一つちょっと面白い機能があるんです。
Yeah, this is where we start rolling out the concept that each Gundam has a special ability. Which is why I make fun of Atherin's, gripper thing the whole time, when you consider that's its special ability.
That's a rough, like, each Gundam gets like one special ability, correct?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Right
if
now, we have the
so-
concept that Athrins can do a claw thing, and I believe that was Nicole is suggesting that the Blitz can do something else,
Yeah.
which then suggests that the other Gundams cannot do that same thing.
It makes sense to me, but whoever came up with that claw thing really, I don't think that's the move.
Just to ensure that the comment section specifically realizes you did see that they're talking about that they were trying to log on to the Gundam, right?
Yep.
And they were not able to do the thing because obviously Kira did what Rao told him to do.
Yep.
Okay. Again, it's important for me to make you say the obvious stuff so that the viewers know that you know the obvious stuff, that we didn't just talk over it and it went unnoticed.
Oh, okay, here.
艦長たちが言わなかったからですか？それとも聞けなかったからですか？
That's the heavy implication there, right?
起動プログラムをロックしておくんだ。
Yep.
Our officers didn't tell you.
誰も動かすこと
Or did you kill them? Because they can't tell you.
なるほど。そうか。君たちは大西洋連邦でも極秘の軍事計画に選ばれた優秀な兵士諸君だったな。
ストライクをどうしようってんです？
別にどうもしやしないさ。ただ、せっかく公式発表より先に見せていただ
I think I called this correct. The infighting and trying. Here we go.
お聞きになりたいことがあるなら大尉にどうぞ。
先ほどの戦闘はこちらでもモニターしていた。頑張れる月のゼロ式を扱えるのはあの男だけだということくらい私で
Here
も
we
知っている。
Yeah, it
go.
couldn't have been Rao. I mean, couldn't have been Lafaga. He was piloting a different thing.
Exactly.
女性がパイロットということもないと思うが、この艦は艦長も女性ということだしな。
やめてください、卑怯な。
There we go.
僕ですよ。
Yep.
I should also point out, though, when I was originally watching this with Griffin, I was so flippant that I think I made the jerking off motion a large number of times about the characters in this show.
よし、もういいだろう。全周囲後波防御隊収容。第二警戒態勢に行こう。
Here we go. Let's see how this works.
I did the extra work of adding the Gundams to their pilots on the board as well, so...
Got it.
35%。使えるのは80分が限界か。
It's invisible.
For about an hour and 20 minutes.
That's pretty useful.
ふざけたことをするな。
僕はあなたに殴られる筋合いはないですよ。
Ah, but I wish you would have been, though. I wish you would have been.
抵抗するな。貴様、やめてください。
Just backhanding people.
I remember I originally said Kira's too cool to get hit, right? So we used this scene. So we use this scene to show off how cool he is by throwing the captain, and then we have to use somebody else to show how it should normally go by getting Sai get hit in the face.
He didn't even get hit in the face. He got backhanded.
Right.
That's a whole nother level of disrespect.
But it shows the distinction between Sai and Kira. Kira can just step out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they've gone into the whole coordinator thing.
Okay, so let's see what they're asking for.
こいつの構造を解析し、同じものを作るとか、逆にこういったモビルスーツに対して有効な兵器を作るとかね。
僕はただの民間人で学生です。
Okay.
なければ軍属でもない。そんなことをしなければならない理由はありませ
So
ん。
you're already denying your third party thing.
Nope. Not one bit.
どんな理由でかは知らないが、 どうせ同胞を裏切ったんだろ。ならばいろいろと。
違う、僕は。
If he was part of a mysterious third party, he would deny that he was part of a mysterious third party.
Here's the problem with conspiracy theories, is that you're just gonna find your way down a rabbit hole no matter what.
Yeah.
But they're calling him a traitor to his own kind.
I do not think he's doing what they want him to do.
He's got a gun pointed at him, and he's literally got nowhere to go.
True.
We've seen he can dodge fists. Are you suggesting he can dodge bullets?
I don't think he can dodge bullets, however, I think he's doing something intelligent or at it. And here we go.
It's kind of already too late.
Yeah, you're all kind of fudged at this point.
I do kind of like the concept of this high-tech space base still has a ceiling fan.
Yeah. Hey, ceiling fans are going to exist forever, you know? Yep.
Captain Kirk, karate chop.
Back of the neck. That's so good. Between that and the backhand, this is my favorite episode so far.
I got a whole math comment about which happened right there, by the way, that hopefully I remember to pick up from my previous diatribes.
I'm here for it. Oh, here it is.
There's that whole beat that's going on back there. That just reminds me of Flash Gordon.
Hear it before, but now I do. It's time for the 1v1 me, bro.
Now the other Gundams come out.
Yep. This asteroid's gonna blow up before this episode's done. I say that not. No, never mind. Before the next episode's done.
He's still going through his head.
Yep.
That didn't even make any sense. Leave us alone. You came here.
And now we got The big guns coming in. Shit's about to start popping off.
Technically, it's 4 or 5, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah. Okay, come on, get back, man. As much as you want to fight, your people are leaving.
Yeah, but there's multiple other Gundams on scene at the moment.
1,000,000%.
Like 3 of them.
It is the correct call.
No Atherin, though.
No, I also love the fact of explosions in space where there's no oxygen.
Well, optionally, there's oxygen within the asteroid.
Within the asteroid, yes. He's just ready to sleep. Oh, single tear.
Yeah, no, it's the whole PTSD element. Remember, the last thoughts he was having before he escaped the battle was, "You're a traitor."
Yeah, oh, 100%.
So he's still going with the mysterious third-party argument?
Until I'm proven wrong.
What's the thing, though, is you're in a conspiracy web at the moment, which means you'll never be proven wrong because you'll always find something. The longer you hold on, the more evidence you'll find.
So I am completely open to being proven wrong. I am not going to be looking for impossible evidence.
That's what I'm saying. If you think that there's a mysterious third faction nobody knows about, then obviously you'll never find evidence that disproves you.
Oh, there's already been some evidence that does start to disprove it. Okay, the fossil thing is interesting. See, now we're getting to good episode titles. The Scar of Space?
I think this is the episode I might have started taking the show seriously after being flippant for so long. It's either this one or the one after it. But you saw that they brought up Bloody Valentine in the next time on as well.
Yep. I think we're going to actually see some footage of Bloody Valentine.
Well, no, what I was saying is that what you're doing is saying that the Illuminati is real, and saying I'll stop believing once evidence is shown to prove that they're not. And I'm like, you're never going to get sufficient evidence to believe that the Illuminati is not real.
Oh, like, if there's not... One, you're not completely incorrect in saying that. However, it's not to the level of, like, Illuminati's real. If there isn't some sort of reveal within the next couple episodes, let's say 4, then it doesn't make sense for that theory to be correct at all.
Well,
Because you need something to start to fall in line.
Here's the thing, though, is you don't want to be wrong, right? What if the whole Illuminati thing is real and it doesn't show up until episode 20? You don't want to give up
then
too
I'll go
early,
back to
do
being
you?
correct. 100%.
No, you won't be. Not if you give it up. Now, if you give it up in a couple of episodes, you'll just be wrong about something you were right about, which is sometimes worse. Keep in
Dang.
mind, though, I've only seen up to episode 17. I have no idea what happens in episode 20. Illuminati could be real. Who the hell knows?
Episode 19 is when it happens. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but do you want to be wrong the whole show about something that doesn't exist?
I am completely willing to be wrong the entire show.
All right.
I
Well,
had
any
wrong
thoughts
for most
about
of
this?
my life.
Any thoughts about this episode that don't involve the mysterious third faction?
Okay, so mysterious third faction out of the way. I think this episode was much better. It showed a realistic portrayal of what would happen in a circumstance, plus the destructive power of what we're dealing with. I think it was played out very well and done very well.
I don't know what you mean by the destructive power, considering we've already seen Heliopolis be destroyed, which I would think would be bigger than the Artemis.
So, we spent so much time on Heliopolis compared to this space that has a defensive barrier that's impenetrable by a lot of this stuff. And the moment that one Gundam suit got in there, it was toast. Literally one suit.
So then not destructive power.
The destructive power of the Gundams, not of the station.
Well, no, I'm saying it wasn't the destructive power of the Gundam that defeated the shields of Heliopolis, the shields of Artemis. It was the stealth power.
But that's what I mean. So destructive doesn't have to be weapons. It's the utility of the suit. That suit's utility is just as dangerous as its weapons.
Sure, but I wouldn't say that's not destructive power then. That's utility.
Okay, yeah. That's fine.
The utility
that
of
wording
the
works
Gundam.
better.
Well, it's just... Obviously, a stealth suit is not a destructive thing, right? You don't say, God damn, that assassin was so great. He was so destructive with how he snuck through the shadows. What are you talking about?
Hey, you could.
You just bought
it would sound,
you just bought a
it would
thesaurus,
sound weird.
didn't you?
It would sound weird, but you could say that.
No, he's destructive with the people he killed. Maybe man, his silenced op is so powerful, right? It's so destructive. Maybe if you could silence an anti-material weapon, maybe it's so destructive. But his stealth suit, that's a weird descriptor.
It completely is, but it's the one that came to my mind.
But no, well, I mean, what was it? We've done 2 today already? 2 episodes back, I was already going over my thoughts on the first 4 episodes where I said that it was, well, yeah, I think I still have it up here. Who said it? Rao? Despite being the villain of the scenario, given that Kira and Gang are the viewpoint characters, it's interesting that Rao is the one to point out how could they allow a mobile suit to have such power after it blasts a hole in the side of the station. Even the Zaft captain guy seemed shocked to watch the station fall apart and the escape pods being shot out all over the place. That was the implication I was having in the early episodes with Heliopolis, that Zaft apparently did not make anything this powerful, this destructive, if you will.
Well, destructive is weird.
Well, I'm
Yes,
saying that
no.
I'm giving in my example, I'm giving the example of a hole being blown in a place where people live, which is not a military installation like Artemis. I don't think we actually saw that much actual... Nothing on par with the destruction of Heliopolis happened here, I feel like. Sure, we saw the whole place explode, but that seemed like a lot of little shots by a lot of people.
So the explosions aren't actively really caused by a lot of little shots by a lot of people. Because it was the systematic going through and elimination of bots that triggered the chain of explosions.
Right. Unlike the giant shot that blew a hole through Heliopolis.
Oh yeah, no, that giant shot was much more powerful.
See, again, you don't have the anime backlog for me to make references to shit. I guess the one big thing is that I can add Gundam Wing to the the voting pool again, because that would be the obvious poll I'd be making here would be to the Wing Zero, which is a Gundam name. Not in this show, though. I think whenever I want to pull the most, like, destructive thing, I always lean back to Wing Zero. I guess, at least a little bit of backstory to you. Gundam Wing is the first Gundam most Americans know, I think, because it aired on Toonami. Are you familiar with Toonami?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's the first Gundam that airs on Toonami, so unless you were getting your polls from, translations overseas or something like that, the base audience of anime watchers that were first tuned on to anime, it was Gundam Wing, and then I think Gundam 00 came out. Actually, no, I think Toonami does an airing of first Gundam Wing, then they do OG Gundam, which falls flat for most people, and apparently Gundam 00 picks it back up for most people like that. So most people, I would say, of at least maybe my generation or earlier, Gundam Wing would have been their first Gundam.
Okay.
Series. I mean, that's the name of the series.
Of course. Yeah.
Other than that, also G Gundam is in there, which I'm gonna have to watch with somebody at some point. G Gundam is the racist Gundam.
Oh.
I say it's racist. It's not racist. It's culturally insensitive. Every nation on Earth, it's like a battle. Instead of being like politics and more is bad, it's more of a wrestling Gundam series where every nation on Earth has a Gundam and it's nationalized. So, Mexico has the Tequila Gundam with a giant sombrero and,
Okay.
if you have a racist stereotype or I guess it would be a jingoistic stereotype. I don't know what the word here is I'm looking for. If you have a nationalistic stereotype,
yes,
the G Gundam has a Gundam for you. The Netherlands has windmill Gundams. Every country on Earth, I believe our American Gundam looks like a football player. It is. Every country on Earth has its own stereotype Gundam.
Windmill? What the? Hold on, I just looked up an image of the Windmill Gundam.
Here's the thing, is that it's actually it's a terrible Gundam, but it's also a winning strategy. Like, they get into the big fight. Because the thing is that in G Gundam, you have to stay alive. Basically, it's like a survival game. You have to stay alive to be in, like, the top 8 or something like that to then fight in the tournament. And the Netherlands plan is we're just going to make a lot of different Gundams, or not a lot of different Gundams. We're going to make a lot of windmill Gundams, and we'll hide them. We'll hide them all over the place. You'll never be able to fight them. You don't know where they're at. So when the final thing comes down, we'll have survived. Yeah, basically, they just put windmills all over their country. Because their country is known for windmills. You're not going to try and fight a windmill. That's literally... Oh, God, I've suddenly forgotten his name. Tilting at windmills. Don Quixote. It's literally Don Quixote. You'd be insane to land a Gundam in that country and start fighting windmills. It's literally
100%.
our country's longest known, stereotype of narrative. So
incredible.
No, it's also the very first. It's the first thing that the Gundam franchise made, as a different sort of as a different universe from their Universal Century stuff. So we've made a bunch of Universal Century shows. Let's try something else. G Gundam.
Love it.
Anyway, any final thoughts about this episode?
No. I think I've said everything about the episode.
All right, then. I think we should
at least in my mind now.
I think we should go ahead and wrap up then. I've been Theta. This has been Justin. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and then we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. this too goofy?